My roommate tried to ruin my life, so I ruined hers instead. Story time. So a few months ago, I moved into this amazing apartment with a new roommate. She seemed super chill. One time she baked a load of cookies for our neighbours, but over time things really started to switch. There was little things like she'd borrow my clothes without asking, she'd eat my food out of the fridge, and when I called her out on it, she'd act like it wasn't a big deal. Didn't want to rock the boat too much at the start, so I let all of these things slide. Then one night I come home to a letter taped to our front door. A very official looking letter. It was a notice from our landlord saying violations of lease agreement. I'm like, what violations, babe? And if it carried on, I'd be evicted. So when I asked Amy about it, she was super confused. She was like, I've got no idea what that's about. But this is when the landlord called me directly. He said that he was getting complaints about really loud parties. There was a lot of damage caused to the common areas. Now, none of which I knew anything about, nor was I involved in. This is when I started to pay attention. I looked at when these reports were being made. It was every time I would be out of the house. Amy was throwing these absolute rages, pretending that they were my parties. One night I stayed at a friend's house and I went onto Amy's Instagram and saw all of these tagged pictures with my flat looking like an absolute shithole. Beer bottles everywhere, broken glass, literally the works. And guess who was tagged in the pictures? Amy and me. Like, hang on a damn sec, I wasn't even there. I confronted Amy about this and she went full-blown gaslight mode. She was like, oh, those pictures are old. You must have forgotten you were there. No, Amy, I wasn't even in the city. That's not even the worst part. Fast forward a few weeks, I get another notice. And it was that, again, I was being asked to leave due to violating the lease and that Amy was the one that had filed the complaint. An official complaint, might I add. She'd claimed I was throwing parties, I was damaging property. She even mentioned that I'd been stealing her stuff, wearing her clothes without permission. Does this sound familiar? I was losing my mind at this point. This is when I decided I'd literally had enough. I went through all of the security footage in the lobby, in the common areas, the hallways, in the lift. Something she clearly did not think about when she was filing all these complaints. And guess what? The tapes showed her doing everything that she accused me of doing. And there was even a couple of little clips of her doing some funky stuff with another lad in the lift. So I took all of this, printed the pictures out from Instagram, and I confronted her with it. She absolutely lost it, screaming that I was going to ruin her life, that I didn't know what it was like to let loose. Anyway, I said, listen, you can get in touch with the landlord if you want. She refused to do. So I got in touch with the landlord, you know? So not only did Amy get evicted, right? She got blacklisted from renting in any other property in our city because of the amount of damage that she caused. And yeah, she ended up paying every single cent back. So Amy tried to ruin my life, but now she's the one sofa surfing. No apartment and no credibility. Do you think I went a little bit too far and was I too harsh?